Hi and welcome to my channel. This is the second graduation junk journal I made, and I wanted to clarify something. My friend didn't ask me to make two of them. He asked me to make a graduation junk journal for his granddaughter, so I always make two, that way he can choose. I made this one from a Reader's Digest book, so I took all the paper out and I kept the spine, and then I like to put leather around for the spine, and I did do a double thread sewing on it. I just wanted to make sure it was nice and strong. And then I added these keys in the back just because I thought they looked really cute. So I know this is pretty plain in the front, but if they choose this journal to work with, I will definitely embellish it with her name and her school colors, etc. Oh, I forgot to add that I also put some brads here and then some lace, and the same thing in the back. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and do a flip through. You hear me frequently in my other videos talk about tabs. I put tabs in this one, but they're more organized. So maybe if she wants to put family and friends or sports or high school accomplishments or future plans, she has the opportunity to add that on these tabs. So this time they're actually legitimate tabs. Okay, with the first page, I found this quote and I really liked it. It says, "The strength of a family, like the strength of an army, lies in its loyalty to each other." Mario Puzo is the author of this, and I don't know who he is, but I did find this quote and I wanted to add it to this journal. You notice I pulled out two tags. I put these little corners on the edges just so it gives you an idea that's where a photo can go. And then each tab I put two lines of this washi tape just to give it just a cool look. Frequently I mention that I use junk mail. So why I use junk mail, they come already pre-folded. The chipboard is really nice and easy to fold, and then you just have to embellish it. So I think this was a credit card application or something like that, and the chipboard is really nice, so all you do is embellish it. So the first thing I did was put a little flip here, and this says "Have courage and be kind," and then you open it up and there's places to put pictures, and then I added just some of my edgers and some more washi tape. I'm trying to use up all my washi tape, and you might see that as we go through this book. Here's a place to add photos here, and then here's another little flip. I have this owl stamp. I forgot I had it and I found it, so I just like to decorate it. And then right here I added some more of that thread and a little key. Put it up here, and then you have more room. Right here and right here I did add places to write what the memory is. On this side, this is one of my die cuts, and I really like this scrapbook paper that I used. It's nice and glittery. The only difference is whenever you add photos, you just have to use the right glue so the photo stays adhered to it. If you notice in a lot of my journals, I like to split the scrapbook paper on two pages. I'll cut it in half and I'll just put it at different angles. I just like the way that looks. And then I added some other scrapbook paper just so you can add photos. And here's just a little bit of layering and a place to journal the memory. And then right here it says "Be brave," and then I had this stamp and I colored it in. Let's see what we have in the next two pages. So many times I have extra scrapbook paper. You probably hear in all my journals I don't like to throw anything away. So I decided to use that extra scrapbook paper and then just do a collage. So you can still put the pictures on here, just at different angles. I just like the way that looks, and that's definitely very creative. I have a little light bulb sticker here, and I think this is a water bottle. And then right here, just a simple layout, and it says "Forever is composed of nows." Then you open here, look, I have another water bottle. Maybe I shouldn't have put them one after another, but I can change that later. So this pocket here, when you pull it out, this tab says "Favorite Things," and then on the back you can add photos. And then I left this flip where you can put up and down if you wanted to secure it, because it's the same type of paper I used here and there, and I just layered it. I also mention a lot that I like to doodle, so I included some of my doodles in this book, and right here it just says "Hello," and then a place to put a picture there. For these two pages, I also used a lot of my die cuts, so I used a lot of frames in this book. I didn't add a lot of tucks and a lot of envelopes because I didn't want this to get too fat, but I still wanted it to be nice and creative to add some photos and memories. Do a little tie here just to be different. So you tie it here and you put a photo there, and then this is from one of my die cuts, and then I added some glitter glue there. I am using more of my glitter glue. I just like it. It just adds to the creativity of a book. So let me tie this. On these 2 pages, same thing. I use the same type of scrap paper, and then I split it between the 2 pages. I just like the way that looks. And then you can put your photos, you know, either straight across or the angle of the layout. And then right here it says, "You make the world bright." And then this is just some new ribbon I found, and then there's just some washi tape there, and I glued it in. Find some little ribbon here. Okay, this is a cool page. Now, I'm going to bring this up close. I bought some new die cuts from Temu, and they have different designs, so they're like corners. So instead of making a corner for each one, I glued those down, and I just made one, just so you can have one little tag to pull out. So when you pull out this tag, you have some keys there, and then you have places to add photos. So just a neat design. I like to try different things, and right here it says, "Today is a new day." On this side, here's another one of my doodles. It says "Rise and Shine," and there's some clouds, just a simple layout to add photos. So here's some of that paper that I mentioned in the other book that I made yesterday. I bought this scrapbook paper, and it had these really cool designs. I think in the other one had an airplane with a hooray banner, and I can't remember what else, but I have a lot of these sheets, and I just love the way it looks in a journal. So I made a pocket here, and then I split it between the 2 pages so you can see the grass, and it's a cute little frog. And then I put places here to add the photo. And then you also have a pull-out. So this says, "Be open to whatever comes next." I added some washi tape and just some places to add photos. So this is part of that scrapbook paper. Doesn't that look cute with the layering look? And this says, "With brave wings she flies." So that's cute, especially for someone that's starting out in the world, just graduating. And right here it says, "Choose to be happy." So let's go to the next page. Okay, right here is another page where I just have all this extra scrapbook paper, and I just did a collage. I also added these little flips to add photos in the front and back, just to give it a different look. And right there it says "Celebrate" with some balloons. Here are some of those die cuts I mentioned earlier. I have so many die cuts and I haven't used them, so I just used all my extra scrapbook material, and I just spent a day with making some really cool frames. So this right here says "Embrace beautiful chaos." Now I want to bring this up close. Aren't those just cute? I just love the way they look. For these 2 pages, this is another one of my doodling. It says "Stop and smell the flowers," and I used my watercolor paints, and I also used my pens. And then here are some of those die cut frames that I mentioned earlier. Put some ribbon here, some washi tape. I just like adding those little corners. Right here it says "Friend." Here is a die cut. You can open it up, and then places to put the pictures. I only had 1/2 piece of this dragonfly, and I didn't want to throw it away. I always mention I don't throw anything away. You would think I'm a hoarder, and I might be. So I just added it there in the corner of the page, and that looks just as nice. Okay, here's another fun page. Here's some more of that really nice scrapbook paper. So here's a tree, and then here's the little swing set. And I know she's graduating high school, but maybe she has some pictures when she was in the park with some family. But I just like this layout. It's just really fun. And then you have a flip here where you can add more photos on the front. Right here I put weekend. When I layered this tree on this other scrapbook paper, I wanted to make sure and show the bumblebees. I thought that was cute. Okay, on these 2 pages, here's another one of my birdhouses I made. And right here it says "Shine like the whole universe is yours." And then places to put photos again. And then here, a place to add the memory. Just simple layouts here. Okay, here's another piece of that scrapbook paper. This one's a monkey. So cute, and I made it like a little tuck. And then I put some clouds here. Right here, I also bought some scrapbook paper that had a lot of curves in it. I just really like those curves, so I kept this curve here, and I had this costume jewelry, so I just glued it in there so it's nice and strong. And there's a place to put a photo there. Here's a place to add the memory, and right here it says "Challenge yourself." And then you have 2 pullouts here, and they just have areas to add photos in the front and the back. So let me tuck that in. So here is another simple layout, but yet it's nice and fun. So I used a lot of my washi tape on here. I split this scrapbook paper just for the cool design, and then I added this sentiment. It says "Together is the best place to be." For these 2 pages, I added one of my embossing folders, and then I just colored it in. And right here it says "The world is in your hands." Here's some ribbon here and here, that nice curved scrapbook paper. And there's some dragonflies and just a place to add photos. For these 2 pages, here's another one of my doodles, and then I actually use some scrapbook paper here for his little feathers going out. There this says smile, and then you can see the different die cuts that I used. And right here it says live gently upon this earth. Pages, another just simple layout, but there's so many places to have photos. We do have a little pull out here, and there's that really cute die cut that I mentioned. Let me see if you can see it because I put some black paper behind it. I think those are just so cute. And then here's just a pull out, and I added some lace around, and then here's another key. Right here it says the best is yet to come. And then another simple layout. Here's my die cuts with the sun. And this is another die cut I just bought from Temu. I know I mentioned Temu a lot. I just like their prices, and I think their deliveries are pretty fast, but not everyone will agree with me. So the little insert of this envelope says, remember the now, put a place to add the memory. So let me put this back, put the clip on, and put it back in this cute little envelope. It says right here, you are my sun, moon, and stars. So there's a sun, moon, and stars. For these 2 pages, I did add one of my embossing folders with the camera, and I had extra strand of that costume jewelry, so I just made it around this camera, and then I put a little piece of leather there, layered it on another piece of paper, and you can see here just layouts. And this is the last page. So another one of my little doodles. I like this birdhouse. It says follow your heart, and maybe she wants to put a last memory. But that is it. I would so greatly appreciate it if you can make a comment on this graduation junk journal and the one I did yesterday. Please add some comments. And if you're not a subscriber, if you would consider being a subscriber, that would mean a lot to me. And again, I'm going to try to have a video every Friday. So I'd like to thank everyone who was patient and gave me some time to come back to my YouTube. Thank you again, and you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.